start things off, welcome. Thanks, everyone who listened to our first episode. You can, just as a reminder, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, all those fun places where you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow us on social media, World Neural Network News. My name is John, and this is
Ignat.
And welcome to Neural Network News. Just a quick recap of the headlines this week. This is mildly VR related, so a pre-warning that we still do technology as well as AI, but we try to maintain kind of the future of technology, I suppose. But Disney Engineering, Lanny Smoot, he unveiled this floor that you can walk on, and if you've ever seen Ready Player One, that movie where he's like got the headset on and he's running in one place, it's similar to that, except it's just a flat floor, and the floor, you just continually walk on it, and it recognizes how you're walking, and it's like a treadmill in every direction, and you don't like walk off the end of it. So this is the video from and this came out this week. I was just like,
oh,
what? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it knows you're never going to walk off the platform.
Uh-huh.
It knows which way you're going to go, where you're going. Yes, thank you.
How does that work?
There's another video where he goes kind of into how it works.
So the application of something like that would be like gaming, right?
Yeah.
Creating some kind of an imaginary world, right? Creating some kind of a world simulation, and then you have actual movement.
Yeah. Yeah. So you saw the Google was dropping some stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that are happening with Google. The one that you got on your list is the Lumiere product.
Yeah, Lumiere. This surrounds pictures and video. You can simply paint over a part of the image you don't like, and Lumiere will autofill that area so perfectly that you'd likely not even notice it if you were looking at it. So, for example, which is great, your ex-girlfriend in one of your favorite videos, you can revert that and pull her out or change her face.
Gotcha.
This is currently what they did, and it was pretty astounding how well it is. It doesn't look as bad, but it still looks unique, and it's video that just continually runs. Some of the other systems just don't have the clarity that this
So here's what they're doing. They're taking one still image, right?
Yeah,
and made it move.
Yeah. So the video, they've still struggled a really long time, but now it's just looks much more smooth and cohesive. And I know that this was a lot about the strikes in Hollywood. Was certainly a part of it, like the discussion on AI. But as I spoke to it last week, like AI is moving too quickly to keep up with the policies and regulations. So I think AI will just continue forward, and we're going to be playing catch up for quite some time.
Yeah, I don't think we can go back.
No. Yeah. And continuing with the pictures and videos, Runway's added a multimodal brush for motion. So you basically can paint a part of the picture, and it will move that part of the picture in a specific way. So if you paint the eyes, it'll make the eyes move normally. If you have paint the whole face and you tell it to go right, it'll turn right. So it gives you a little bit more customization and ability to change what you want out of the video output. And so it solves really one of the biggest problem with generative AI tools is the ability to control how different objects move in a video and interact with their surroundings. What other things have happened this week in AI that you've been aware
of? One thing that came across theintercept.com.
Oh, yeah.
It says OpenAI quietly deletes ban on using ChatGPT for military warfare.
Oh, wow.
So they've adjusted their terms and conditions, and basically they removed the verbiage that ChatGPT can be. Basically, now they open it up for military use.
Do you think that was a move on ChatGPT's part or government's intervention? Like,
you would think the government would want it more controlled, more restricted.
yeah,
So I don't think it's coming from the government. It's coming from them
making that decision.
making the decision to
Yeah.
opening up military use or removing that language from there. The Intercept reported that OpenAI was unwilling to say whether it would enforce its own clear military and warfare ban in the face of the increasing interest from the Pentagon and the intelligence community. So it sounds like the government is trying to use the technology.
Yeah. That's great.
So maybe it is coming from the government. Hey, let us, since you're making it open,
Right.
remove that so there is no legal restraints to them using the tech.
Head into in-depth analysis and kind of discussion things that we've talked about. And we'll continue to go through the weeks with different discussions and things to talk about. I think we'll do autonomous cars because I know you have a car that essentially drives itself. So what is your experience with having a self-driving car, and what are some of the things that you've noticed are downfalls or something that you've had challenges with?
I don't see a downfall. I mean, it's not perfect, and I don't, on my Tesla, I don't use the I don't have the FSD full time. I only kind of enable it when I go on longer trips.
Yeah,
I love it. You're outsourcing driving to the computer. From a user experience, it's, in my opinion, it makes the road safer. It makes a safer experience for me, the driver or the overseer of the AI as it's driving of the Tesla.
still gotta have the hands on the wheel, apparently, or near it.
Yes and no. You don't have to have it 100% of the time.
Right.
I love it. I love it, and I think Tesla's approach, and we can probably do a whole segment on that.
Yeah.
Because Tesla's now using pretty much AI. They just I saw something recently. They removed like 300,000 lines of code.
Yeah, I saw that. The guy posted a video of like, my car's driving itself, and I know for a fact that there's no code. It's all AI learning language.
It's being processed
learned
right there by the computer with the neural network versus if this happens, do this. As prescribed by the code.
Yeah.
Versus it's being analytical in real time.
Yeah. I mean, to go through that code takes a lot of time, and the processing power, you need very fast computers. But back to AI and autonomous vehicles, there are certainly a lot of car companies that are moving that route.
Microsoft and the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory have developed AI designed material for batteries requiring less lithium. Volkswagen integrated OpenAI's ChatGPT into its voice assistants in car use. Yeah, that was from last week. Actually, we didn't get a chance to cover. Yeah, I remember something about automotive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Tesla's on the cutting edge. Tesla's the one who is actual tech company who's developed. I think the Volkswagens, the Toyotas, they're legacy manufacturers, and they just don't see themselves as they see themselves as a auto manufacturer. They don't see themselves as a tech company the way Tesla sees itself as a tech company. So they're on the cutting edge of implementing the AI into the interface of so much of that car is already has non-standard automotive things. It's more of a software-driven.
Right.
I think of it as an appliance that moves. It's a digital appliance like a phone that moves. It's a different way of thinking. It's a way of thinking of vehicle as a service versus a vehicle, traditional vehicle ownership.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. There's this article here. It says Wall Street loves Tesla for its AI and its robots, not for its cars.
Finally, because Wall Street was given a lot of crap to Tesla. Yeah. They generally, the mainstream media covers Tesla in a very negative light.
It does. Well, I mean,
Tesla and Elon. Yeah.
They're a disruptor.
Definitely.
And they are a classic disruptor, and they really went head on to it, and that's autonomous vehicles, cars, and so one of the other things that is that everybody's talking about is VR, and I talked a little bit about this with the Disney engineering with the walkable floor, VR, and having a headset on where you can have a fully immersive experience and just continue to walk somewhere and or run, and you don't go anywhere. That's like literally would be the dream to have something similar to that. So Apple Vision Pro had their first kind of introduction video this week. Then there's Meta Quest VR. They wanted to put up more because Apple's going to be releasing it, and so Zuckerberg is like pushing it very hard, and everybody's like, well, it's not really mainstream. Yeah, and they're saying, oh, Apple won't make it mainstream, like the naysayers, I would say. They're like, oh, they're not going to bring into the mass market because they're like, the price point's too high. Granted, it is very high, but that doesn't mean that it's not. I almost argue that it's actually more desirable because it is a luxury item, and people who have it's a status symbol. So if you have $3,400, well, $3,500, you could get one of these too.
But what's the application? Is it gaming? Is it porn? Is it?
Oh my gosh! Everybody's like, what this is going to be used for? I'm like, yeah, of course it's going to. But
or is it to experience anything digital, like from social media on?
Yes. So will no longer have to have a computer screen because you can make the screen as big as you want.
And you have as many screens in that virtual space. You can have as many screens as you want.
Yep.
Right.
So this is the video that I was talking about with a guy.
But today, you'll see it through the eyes of someone who's never tried it before. So this is the home view of Vision Pro. The home view is where you access all your apps and experiences. You navigate using your eyes, hands, and voice.
Wow, this is amazing. So you can just take this panorama with your phone, right? And then put it on here.
Any panorama you've ever taken on your iPhone. Want to go to the movies?
Sure. So big. I feel like I have my own movie theater.
Your workspace isn't confined to the size of a monitor.
Incredible. The sound is surrounding. It's surround sound. It's all around.
Open environments from the home view.
Whoa. What? You're coming through the scene.
Exactly. Breakthrough lets you stay connected to the people around you, even if you're fully immersed. You can bring your Mac right into Vision Pro.
The laptop screen just appeared into the space in front of me.
Check out the brand new App Store for over 1 million apps available on day one.
Yeah. It does look a little weird. I know. I mean, first time so you have,
right,
a new technology, certainly everybody's like, what?
Right.
Who it doesn't have a keyboard? Why? How can you type messages? It doesn't have a keyboard.
Right. I guess the same thing was with Apple phone, right? Because there was no keyboard.
No keyboard.
And that was a big difference from, say, BlackBerry.
Yeah.
At the time. Right? That transition from BlackBerry. I remember when I transitioned from BlackBerry to iPhone.
Yeah. Everybody.
And I wasn't the first adapter.
No.
On the iPhone.
So it should be interesting to see how everybody receives it, because it could be great.
And something like that combined with that pad that you mentioned earlier, with that treadmill thing.
Yeah. With Disney's VR walking treadmill. That would be cool because you could play a video game and like be Zelda walking through, and and just imagining it being incredibly immersive experience, way better than anything that Quest or anybody else has put out. To our feature segment, the AI fuck-ups, culture and social amusement of AI. So open the podcast bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
AI influencers, and this feature segment is certainly about culture as well, and society. So influencers, AI generated influencers. This one particular one can pull in almost $11,000 a month. And she's that pink-haired girl. I showed her to you a while ago.
Yeah.
And now she's becoming like everybody freaking knows this. Yeah, you can create one today. Learn how to build it from A to Z, including aspects of visual storytelling in just 30 minutes. #scenario. So scenario is you can train models and create assets, and it will replicate them
So that's an actual platform that will create this AI person for you?
Yeah. So there was an example of this guy, Emmanuel _2M. He gave kind of like a step-by-step guide on how you can do it. And there certainly are other people who are currently starting to do this. I know it's kind of been like the past month, this has been like a hot ticket item. You can certainly tell that there's a slight, AI to it, but it still is really
extremely realistic.
Yeah, it's damn close.
Yeah.
And with that, virtual furries are now a thing. And there's like this new like thing of like people that look like animals, and it's just like mildly weird. And the other fun one that was this week that I think this came out today, AI created images of Taylor Swift are currently flooding the internet. And they're saying that it highlights a major problem with generative AI. Because I was building this episode, I did have to go look and see what it was. And it's not dirty or anything. It's just provocative.
As popular as Taylor Swift is, it only makes sense. There's so much of her digital imagery out there.
The deep fakes are going to be an issue. It's not necessarily an issue yet because you can tell that it's still AI, but we're getting close. I don't know, later this year, maybe. I mean, even the election itself is going to be interesting with people posting stuff. We haven't even opened the floodgates yet for that yet.
I agree. Yeah, that's some of those negative aspects too. So yeah, that
I'm not a Swiftie for everybody.
Neither am I. But it's one of those negative things that is going to be an aspect with this technology.
We'll see how things go. This year will be the year of video AI, as I said earlier. Moving on to takeaways, things revisiting or looking back at. So my takeaway for the kind of talking about AI influencers, every influencer is going to be perfect looking. I feel like the uniqueness and the not perfect looking people, they won't be around as much anymore. And all the new influencers will be AI influencers.
I think the human influencers are still definitely going to be there, but there's going to be this class of influencers that are AI influencers, and they'll probably making a ton of money, selling whatever they're selling. There's another thing that I just came up. Prominent video games like Xbox, Blizzard Studios are incorporating generative AI to automate game design aspects such as NPC dialogue. That plays. Oh,
that's great.
That plays right into it, right?
Yeah.
Detail creation and expedite development and focus of human talent on crucial elements.
Yeah.
These details.
That's like a true open world where you can interact with NPC and they're, interacting with you as well, like a normal person. But they don't have any script, so
like in a GTA game type of game,
Yeah,
when you're talking to a random character,
great. And it feels like you're talking to a person.
Right.
That's sick. I like that idea. So we're talking a little bit about our final piece here on the future outlook. We certainly don't have to stick to this, but future influencers, AI getting close to being perfect, where you can have actual videos and movies and things, and it's pretty cool. Cool. There you go. So yeah, the future looks good. I don't know about you, but I've got a beer in my future.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So thank you, everybody, for joining us on Neural Network News. This has been another fun segment, and today's January 25th. By the time you hear this, things may have changed.
Thank you for watching, guys.
All right. Thanks. Bye.